Hey everybody, welcome back to Mildly Interesting, brought to you by our very interesting sponsor, hashtag GetJarred onto 1 mil on Insta in 2021. Wow, look at that. Since we last had this as a sponsor, he even posted a new photo with a mustache. How could you possibly resist following that and getting to 1 mil in 2021? You couldn't, so link in the description, check it out. Also check out the like button below the video. Let's start off with number 19. My raw egg has the number 5 on its yolk. Sir, I think that's a Skittle, actually. You just dropped a lemon Skittle in your cooking. The other one it was misprinted and it didn't have a Skittles logo on it. But then for some reason, on top of your yellow Skittles, you applied some sort of corn syrup or glaze to make them very shiny. That must be actually what happened to the other one, is the corn syrup kind of took off the logo of the other Skittle. And it's actually a very small little photo. My potato looks like it's trying to escape itself. Is that like part of the root of the potato that actually just, it didn't get cut off when it went to get shipped to the grocery store? God, it kind of... Now I know why they call it a potato bug. Jerusalem crickets, aka potato bugs. If you don't know what it is and you haven't seen it, maybe don't look it up because they're kind of creepy and gross. But every now and again I see one outside. Ugh. That reminds me of it. I don't know, it doesn't really look like it, but the thing escaping the potato, I was always like, they don't really look like a potato, so why are they called a potato bug? Are they found with potatoes? Now I'm like, oh, no, it must just be that, like, when the potato still has the roots on it, it looks like the potato roots. Ugh, they're really icky. This 1925 invitation to watch the solar eclipse with special spectacles included. We invite you to watch the eclipse of the sun on January 24th, 1925, with greater comfort because of using these glasses. I love putting on glasses so that I can still look directly at the sun. I mean, maybe they're like 99% opaque. I don't know. Be interesting to try those on and look directly at the sun and see what happens. But also probably not a good idea. I've never looked up. Is the sun during an eclipse actually is it brighter, or is it just that during an eclipse you have the tendency to want to look straight at it and therefore you're just more prone to damaging your eyes because you'd be looking at the sun for longer, when normally when it's out there, you're like, I'm just not gonna look at that. That's uncomfortable to do. So anyway, I've always heard, don't look at the sun during an eclipse. It's like, is it worse than if I just looked at the sun normally? Is there a difference? Or anyway, my ID left an impression of my ID pic on my badge holder. I feel like they need to get a better printing technique or something so that your ID doesn't just come off. Next thing you know, they're gonna have a security issue. Someone's gonna come along and just put a thing onto your badge, is going to copy the whole thing, and then next thing you know, you're going to have an intruder in your building, and they're not even going to realize, because definitely the photo is going to match their face, but they'll have gotten facial reconstruction. It'll be like some Mission Impossible stuff so that they look like you, because obviously you work in a place where it's high enough security, what they're trying to protect, that someone would actually do a facial, reconstruction Mission Impossible style thing. Found a patch of moss behind a loading dock that looks like a tiny tropical island with a palm tree. It does, actually. That's pretty cool. Except for the part where I don't know what's in the background. There's something gigantic looming. Is it like the world's biggest ship that's about to just steam right into the island and get rid of it? Alternatively, they paved paradise and put up a parking lot. It used to all be paradise. Now, literally, it's a parking lot, and then that's all that's left. Just a little strip of paradise. That is cool, though, that tiny little thing looks like a palm tree. This dental office trims their shrubs to look like molars. I'm not sure if I'd realize that until someone pointed it out. I'd just be like, what's wrong with those bushes? And then, oh, yeah. No, on second thought, they do look like molars. Now I'm just uncomfortable because I haven't been to the dentist in so long, and I should go, but hopefully I don't have 50 cavities. It's the problem is just that that cycle of back and forth of you don't want to go to the dentist because you don't want them to discover a lot of cavities, but then you're going to get more cavities if you don't go, and then tree fell but grew back up. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to get me down. That's cool. Life finds a way. I don't know, were the roots still intact? I guess they just got, nudged out of the ground a little bit, and then it was like, no, dude, I'll keep the sidewalk clear. Okay, I won't intrude on people walking. I'll just grow right back up. I wonder how long the tree was when it fell. Did it end right there, and then it was like, whoop, That's the wrong way. We're gonna go up now. I stacked 65 Jenga blocks on one block. Now you gotta play Jenga with it. Oh my goodness. I feel like, okay, okay, you have to maintain the center of balance, right, over that. So you could take out this one. Yeah, I guess you could just kind of, no, but you wouldn't be, you're not allowed to take off the top one, right? It has to be below. So, ooh, which one could you do? Maybe this one right here? It'd be real risky business to do like one of these, I feel like. Maybe you could do one of the middle ones, actually, like pop out that one right there, but then you'd have to worry about, that'd be rough. I don't know what the play would be. My great-grandmother's sketches of her teachers, 1924. Wow, this is 1 year before the eclipse. Did they really look like that? The hairstyles, man, they've truly evolved over the last 100 years. Just, man, can you imagine like having the curly wig hair today? Like when did that phase out? When did we decide, you know what? Maybe the curly wig thing is not the way. But the top hats, though, the top hats seem kind of classy. I feel like top hats could make a bit of a comeback, and they look pretty cool. Although it'd be hard to have, like, what I'm wearing right now also combined with a top hat. I feel like people might look at me weirdly, and I'm too self-conscious to do that. Just need to gain up some confidence, then, you know, walk around in a top hat, rock it with the contemporary clothing. That quality content top hat coming soon. Games at the thrift shop were arranged according to color. I wonder, is that the most effective way to arrange things? It's the nicest looking, but I'm like, I don't know what color the board game is that I want to get. I know the name of it, but I have no idea the color, so now I just have to look through and hope that I come across it. Whereas if it were alphabetized, then I could be like, okay, I'm looking for Clue. Let's go, okay, C's? Nope, you don't have Clue in stock. I'm gonna go this way. It's like, is there Clue down here? Conga? Nope, that's not Clue. Oh, there's a green Clue down here. There's also a red Clue. Do I want green Clue or red Clue? I wonder what the difference is. The dew forming on this trampoline is squared out by the fabric. I wouldn't have even realized that was water. I thought that someone just put down a bunch of like reflective tiles on the trampoline. Like, haha, you're gonna have to clean these up before you jump, otherwise your feet are gonna get messed up by all these little tiles on the trampoline. Wait, that's really cool. How did that happen? Because why didn't it just form like more of a pixelated circle? How did it end up in an actual square kind of? Hydrogen bonds is always the answer when it comes to anything water related, but I just wonder how hydrogen bonds plus trampoline fabric equals squaring off rather than, anyway, another formation that still has just smaller jagged edges. Swing made from carbon fiber hydrofoil that was no longer needed. I like carbon fiber. It's very strong. I bet this holds a lot more weight than something else that might even be heavier and made of something else, because carbon fiber is very light, very strong. I bet that you could lift up this entire thing. You could just lift it up. It would hardly weigh anything, and yet it is strong enough to be able to hold up the people swinging on it. I'd be a little concerned about swinging on this one and be like, are we sure? You start to see the thing flexing like just a little bit as you're hitting the bottom of the swing. You're like, I really don't want this to snap. This pizza with way more toppings than shown on the box. I'm gonna be honest with you, that might be a little too much. Like, I'm all for exceeding people's expectations, but that just, it looks like a salad that just so happens to be, you know, on top of a pizza. And not even a salad. It kind of looks like just like pico de gallo, salsa. But then they're like, oh, we'll serve it on top of a, you know, a plate that can also be eaten. It might be a little too much, but you know what? It's fine. I appreciate the gesture. There was a small hole in the side of a trailer I was loading today, resulting in an image of the street outside being projected upside down onto the opposite wall. I'm still fascinated when I am reminded by the fact that all the camera is just a little hole, just a little pinhole, and then the light goes in, and that's that. It's just, well, I still don't, even though I've read explanations as to how the whole thing works, I still don't really understand how the whole thing works, right? And then the whole thing that's really interesting is like, your pupils are also like, that's the same thing. It's just little pinholes that are letting in the light, and then your brain flips the image around, but then what you're looking at here is you're looking at an image of the light coming through a pinhole that then is going into your pinholes, and then your brain is processing that information, flipping it around, so you see the whole thing right side up and that right side down. But if your brain didn't flip things, then you would see that right side up, but the whole world would be upside down. You get it? Okay, great. One of the eggs I poached this morning came out looking like a human heart. It did. I didn't realize when they came up with the phrase, eat your heart out, they just meant that it was just an egg that looked like a heart. So, nice. The exterior of the old library inside the new library. Did they just like expand out? How did that work? They're like, instead of renovating, let's just take these new building blocks. We're just gonna add them to the outside, okay? So now we'll have 2 layers of inside. We'll have the first layer of inside, and then from there you can go inside the old inside, and then you still get to see what the library was like before, but now we have a bigger area that's the new construction. And I mean, it's a cool idea for saving like that cool brick facade and stuff like that. Just tack on an extra building. Like if I want to expand my house, I'll just like add on some extra stuff outside. Hopefully the city will be okay with that. The blossoms on my Lego bonsai are small frogs. Wait, they are. Is this actually how Lego made the thing, or did you improvise this yourself? See, there's different ways that this could or could not be mildly interesting. If Lego provided this kit and you made it, and then you notice, wait, the blossoms are small frogs, that's mildly interesting. If you were improvising this and you just wanted to find some pink pieces and you're like, oh, I guess these small frogs are pink pieces, less mildly interesting because it was an active conscious choice on your part. So it'd be really confusing if there is actually like a Lego kit for making a bonsai tree, and you get it, and one of the bags is just a bunch of frogs, and you're like, I order the right thing? At 45 years old, I finally learned how to ollie. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. From the thumbnail image, I thought this was gonna be a video, and I thought the dude was gonna absolutely screw it up, and the board was gonna go back behind his front leg and just whoop. Everyone's done it at some point. Not with an ollie usually. It's more of a screwed up flip trick kind of thing. But hard flips. Whew. I've never done a hard flip. I'm terrible at flip tricks. But yeah, hard flip. Ooh, that's the classic one to mess yourself up on if you're not ready for it. I got a warning for leaving my laptop unattended in the library. If we had time to leave this card, a thief had time to remove your belongings. Keep bags and personal effects with you at all times. Really what happened here is your laptop fan was just being a little too loud, and so they were like, shh, but there was no one around to like tell shh to, so they just left a note on your laptop. But it'd be weird if they left a note that was like, tell your laptop to be quiet, and so instead they just did this. But also, yeah, probably just leaving your laptop out isn't the best idea. So nice of them to remind you to try not to have it stolen. Also, it's a fancy like green laptop case you got there, or laptop casing, not a case for your laptop, but actually, anyway, you get the idea. Okay, cool. That's it for the last month of Mildly Interesting. Hopefully you have been mildly interested, but if you need to be mildly interested some more, Instagram.com/Jordan Marin has your fix of things that might be considered mildly interesting. So go check it out. Also like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, hit the bell even if you are, check the last mildly interesting video up here, latest Marin music upload down below it, playlist for more mildly interesting, and I'll see you all next time.